Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you from wherever you are in your respective places or anywhere in the world. So the situation is very, very serious. After this demonstration, this great show of force that Vladimir Putin's Russia put on yesterday, May 9th, 2025, on Red Square in Moscow, after this extraordinary parade, where Russia displayed its technological might and military industry, the West became afraid. A real fear that has now overtaken them. So much so that the United States of America, which had previously said they no longer intended to continue negotiations with Russia and France, with Emmanuel Macron himself leading a coalition of volunteers, these two countries have just made a spectacular U-turn. A spectacular U-turn, I really mean it. Yes, as we know, international geopolitics, let's remember this, it is marked by one reversal after another. Reversal after reversal. In other words, it seems to be the very essence of how international geopolitics operates. You'll see a world leader today say something with insistence and persistence. Tomorrow, you'll see the same leader completely oppose what he previously said. That's the essence of international geopolitics. At least it certainly seems that way to me. But in the context of this video conference, what concerns us is the content of this reversal. What is the proposal that these two countries are making to Vladimir Putin? It must be said, they are now trying to court Vladimir Putin since they realized just yesterday that Russian power is unmatched and unbeatable, and that it is especially unwise to be stubborn. So, it's first the United States of America that takes the lead. Let's dive deeper, ladies and gentlemen, but I ask you to share this video conference. Share it as much as possible. In particular, give it lots of likes. Yes, and a big thank you to everyone who has been sharing our video conferences lately, these past few days. Thank you, hats off to you. The United States of America, according to official information provided by the TASS agency, the special envoy of the American president, his special envoy named Steve Witkoff. Yes, Steve Witkoff himself went to see Donald Trump to tell him that, based on his observations on the ground, the fact that he has already been to Moscow 4 times and that Russia has just been going around in circles, that Putin has just been going around in circles. He went to tell Donald Trump that Russia does not want peace. He is the one who went to say that. But it is this same man, yes, Steve Witkoff, who intends to deliver to Russian President Vladimir Putin a list of 22 proposals. Maranatha, that is to say, this time, it's no longer 2 or 3 proposals, but 22. 22 proposals for a settlement in in Ukraine. You see, to resolve the conflict in Ukraine, and he is proposing 22. So that means the American administration really took the time to work hard. They worked tirelessly to come up with 22 proposals. That is to say, according to them, with these 22 proposals, Putin will have nothing left to say. He will only nod, he will only accept. That's to misunderstand. El Putinito. So, here is what they are proposing. According to sources from the NBC channel, who referred to Pony, very well connected sources, the proposals. And the list of conditions, or rather, the list of these 22 proposals were drawn up by US negotiators. So, it was the US negotiation team, this team that developed the proposals. This is a team of negotiators from the United States, European countries, and Ukraine. So all 3 groups together made proposals. That means America has failed. Europe has failed. Now something needs to be put in place. Even Ukraine has failed. Now a synergy of actions needs to be established to come up with 22 proposals that when Putin sees them, he won't just shake his head. So, the document includes a proposal for a 30-day ceasefire and addresses the fact that the United States does not support Ukraine's membership in NATO. A proposal for a 30-day ceasefire and a ban on Ukraine joining NATO. Isn't that the same proposal? Isn't that the same proposal they came with before? These are the same proposals, certainly, with some amendments. So, please share the video conference with me. Now, let's move on to French President Emmanuel Macron. Share the video conference. Give lots of likes. French President Emmanuel Macron, for his part, believes that it is necessary to start a direct dialogue with Russia. In other words, he believes it is necessary to initiate direct talks between Russia and Ukraine. The two, directly. There should no longer be any intermediaries. Whether it's America or France, there should no longer be any intermediaries. So he says it is necessary in order to achieve a 30-day ceasefire. This is the same person who said here that Putin does not want peace. That coercive force must be used to force him into peace, since Macron has adopted the Ukrainian ideology. It is even on the basis of this ideology that Macron went to form the coalition of volunteers. We don't even know, a coalition of volunteers for what he formed the coalition of volunteers to go to Ukraine. So, he says this. He says, if we talk about a 30-day ceasefire, direct negotiations could be initiated between Ukraine and Russia. We are ready to help. But if you do not respect the ceasefire, there will be additional sanctions. I think we can achieve a result. So for him, the ceasefire proposal must be accompanied by a threat of sanctions. And here are things that hurt Vladimir Putin, since Russia is not afraid of sanctions. How many years has it been already? Since 2022. What sanctions have they not imposed against Russia? And so, Emmanuel Macron, who has set up a coalition of volunteers, who will even have a meeting soon, I believe in Brussels or Paris. This coalition aims to attack Russia at all costs, since, according to them, Russia is the dangerous element within the European continent, so it must be neutralized. So Emmanuel Macron, with his lofty ambitions of wanting to involve all of Europe in directly confronting Russia, is now in free fall. And he too is moving toward negotiations to achieve a ceasefire. As if he hadn't said that Russia does not want peace. And since Russia does not want peace, force must be used. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the essence of this turnaround. We are waiting to see what Russia's next move will be. Whatever happens, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to follow everything that results from this. We will come back to discuss it here on the Éveil des Consciences platform. Thank you for sharing the video conference. I'll be back with you shortly. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.